Hello students, welcome to the class of Indian business environment. Today we will be covering about the types of Indian business environment. When I say types of business environment, we can classify the business environment into two major types, that is internal environment and the external environment. Then we'll talk about the internal environment in this session, but I should tell you what is the hierarchy of the environment. So we come to the internal environment. An organization's internal environment is composed of the elements within the organization. It includes current employees, management, and especially corporate culture, which defines employee behavior. Although some elements affect the organization as a whole, others affect only the managers. A manager's philosophical or leadership style directly impacts employees. Traditional managers give explicit instructions to the employees, while progressive managers empowers employees to make many of their own decisions. Changes in philosophy or the leadership styles are under the control of the manager. When I talk about the internal environment, it basically is valid or feasible for all the factors which are within the organization, and we work on those factors. I should say that internal environment is the controllable factor because it is within the organization, and organization management can control these factors. If they are going out of their control or some problem is coming, problem can be removed. Next is the external environment. The external environment is composed of all the outside factors or influences that impact the operation of the business. The business must act or react, keep up its flow of operations. The external environment can be broken down into two major types, that is micro environment and the macro environment. Further, the macro environment is divided into two major categories, that is economic environment, which deals with the economic policies and structure of the business, and another is the non-economic environment, which is further deals with the non-economic structure, that is dealing with the pestle. We will take over in the next session regarding the external environment. Today's our lecture purview is only till internal environment. When I talk about the internal environment, it refers to the factors existing within a business firm. The company has full control over these factors. It implies over 5 M's. Why I am saying 5 M's? Recently I told you that our major factor of internal environment is employees, and employees is what? A man. When I am talking about the 5 M's, the major category which is our manpower, which is there to do all the operations of the organization. They are responsible for the manufacturing process, they are responsible for the HR process, means everything. If I talk about the complete organization is controlled by the manpower of the organization. Number 2 is the material, because in an organization, if it is a production unit, then raw material is coming, finished good is made and it is going out. If I talk about the traders, then also finished good is coming and then it is sold out. So next environment comes through the material. Third is how the material is developed, that is done through the machineries. So machinery, along with the machinery, the technology comes, and to hire or to buy or to implement the above 3 factors we require is the money, and above all is the time, and time is measured in the form of minutes. So I say that there are 5 M's of management, which implies to your internal environment, that is men, material, machine, money and minutes. So this is internal environment. Now we come to the factors of internal environment. I am zooming it. See, number 1 is this is internal environment in between. Number 1 factor which influences the internal environment is my value system, then vision, mission and objectives of the value system, the organizational structure, corporate culture, human resources and physical resources and the technological capabilities. These are the factors basically which influence your internal environment. So I'll talk about the first, value system. Value system consists of all those components that are a part of regulatory framework, such as culture, climate, work process, management practices and norms of the organization. The employees should perform the activities within the purview of this framework. Number 2 is vision, mission and objectives. Every organization, when it is framed, or I should say when it starts as a startup, at that time only we come up with the vision, mission and objective of the organization. So, the company's vision describes its future position, mission defines the company's business, and the reason for its existence, and the objective implies the ultimate aim of the company and the ways to reach those ends. So, this is vision, mission and objective. Third is the organizational structure. The structure of the organization determines the way in which activities are directed in the organization so as to reach the ultimate goal, because what is the prime focus of an organization is to reach their ultimate goal, the purpose for which the organization was framed. That is our first primary duty, to reach that particular goal. So, the activities are directed in the organization so as to reach the ultimate goal. These activities include the delegation of the task, number 2 coordination, number 3 the composition of the board of directors, number 4 level of professionalism and the supervision. So, this particular structure, when I talk about the organizational structure, it can be hierarchical structure, it can be bureaucratic structure, divisional structure, functional structure, or it can be the metric structure. Depending upon the organization, different type of structures are possible. Some people believe in A type of structure, some believe in B type. So, depending upon the type of organization, different type of organization structures can be there. Number 4 is the corporate culture. When I talk about the corporate culture, or I should say organizational culture, refers to the values, beliefs and behavior of the organization that ascertain the way in which employees and management communicate and manage the external affairs. Number 5 is human resources. Human resources is the most valuable asset of the organization. As I have already told you in the previous slide also, the men. Human resources is constituting of the men. So, manpower is the most important asset of the organization, and it leads to the success and failure of the organization. If you have a very talented reservoir of the human resources, they will lead to the success of the organization. If you fail to hire the competent employees, if you fail to hire motivated employees, they will lead to the failure of the organization. So, the success or failure of an organization highly depends on the human resources of the organization, and this is the most important internal factor of the organization. So, if we want to lead to, or I want that my organization should lead to the success, it is necessary that I should have motivated employees, I should have the positive attitude employees, I should have the employees who are well satisfied with the organization policies, rules and regulations, and I should know what are the problems of the employees and how to tackle with the employees. I have to study the competitor, what facilities and what high performance work practices the competitors are providing to their employees, and I have to keep my employees happy. That will lead to the success of the organization. Number 6 is physical resources and the technological capabilities. When I talk about the physical resources and the technological capabilities, it refers to the tangible assets of the organization that play an important role in ascertaining the competitive capability of the company. Further, the technological capabilities imply the technical know-how of the organization. In today's era, if I fail to compete with the competitor in my technology, I will not be able to give either the quality to the customer or the quality in less price to the customers, which will again throw me out of the competition. So, it is very necessary I should compete with the competitor or the market or the latest technology in the country. For that, either the technology can be developed in the organization, within the organization, or the technology can be brought from outside the country or outside the organization through the one or the another way. It is important. Even in 3 days before, NESCOM director has clearly told that the life of learning is 2 to 3 years nowadays. We have to unlearn and then again learn the new things, otherwise we will not be able to sustain in the jobs, we will not be able to sustain in the business market. So, it is necessary, it is a necessary evil that we have to unlearn and learn the things again and again. So, this learning structure keeps on growing. from A to Z, and what you have to learn is the technological aspect. So physical resources and the technological capabilities has become the major aspect of the internal environment. At last, I would like to say that internal environmental factors have a great impact on a firm. Further, these factors can be altered as per the needs and situations, so to adapt accordingly in the dynamic business environment. So students, this is what is there in the internal environment. And let me summarize today's session. We have covered what are the different type of environments, and when I talk about the internal environment, we have 5 M's and 6 factors which majorly impact the internal environment, that is value system, vision, mission and objective, organizational structure, corporate culture, human resources, physical resources and technological capabilities. These are the 6 structures. So thank you, hope it was a nice learning session for you all, and see you again in the second session of the business environment, that is your external business environment. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching the session.